It's another Friday. Welcome back, everybody. So happy to have you once again for our Learn to Dance at Home live. Today we are going to be not talking about patterns, although we are going to be vehicle therapy. But instead we're going to be talking about some lead and follow basics. So if you are either a dancer or a competitive dancer, they're going to be really important tricks of the trade and things you're focusing on, so that you're either leading or following can be level. So we're going to play around with a couple different exercises. I'm not feeling silly. And then hopefully these are things that you can practice at home if you are lucky enough to have a partner, or just on your own kind of mental exercise that when you do have the opportunity to socialize with other people, you will step ahead of the game. So let's just jump into it. I'm going to go ahead and ask Matt to come pretty early in our stream today, since it's all about lead and follow. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to start with today is an exercise that actually I played with in one of our previous streams. I don't remember if it was a wedding stream or a Friday stream, but it was just a simple balance exercise. So something that is so important when you are connecting with your partner is to make what I refer to as positive pressure or consistent pressure, forward pressure partner. So a couple different ways that we're going to do that. The first is engaging the lats. So if you are, oh, that's going to be a problem. If you are practicing this by yourself at home, I want you to pretend like you are holding a giant beach ball. So our arms are rounded, our elbows are out. We are thinking about holding a physical object in front of us. So as part of that, I'm going to take my shoulders up, back, and down. And then the next level of this is I'm going to think about pushing myself out of a pool. Or if you're using sort of press at the gym, you're kind of setting your, correct? Yeah. So I think of pushing myself down out of a pool. How are you? What kind of energy or what feeling are you?
Yeah, the whole lats down and back process you would go through as part of the thing.
Yeah. So if you're,
I guess it's a
absolutely. So if you're the type of person that goes to the gym and you're used to proper form with bench presses, the same kind of setting. So ways that you kind of check yourself before you check in your partner is, do your arms feel fatigued? If you are engaging your biceps and triceps, they aren't utilizing your back. I actually, what works best in my mind is I'm creating a shelf right below my shoulder blade. So if I lock my frame into place, my elbows should feel like they're kind of floating atop a pillow or top a cloud, and my back feels like my shoulder blades are resting on top of a shelf. So if I think about moving, everything is going together. My elbows have a lightness to it. My back feels ratcheted. so that's the first thing that I want you to work on, and that's something that you can work on as you're sitting at a desk, as you're walking around the house, kind of getting used to this feeling of locking your back in and keeping your arms tight. The other way to think about it would be as if you're in a full body cast. So your elbows have to be lifted up, and you're using your back to kind of support or mimic struts. So that's thing one. That is for both leads and follows. We are individually responsible for holding our own top line or our own. And even if you're more a social hold for your cha-chas or your where we're down at hip waist level or hip height, I still want to create that same locking mechanism back. So I'm still taking my shoulders up, back, and down, still engaging my lats. My elbows are going to be tucked into the side of my body. I'm still going to have a lightness. I'm not going to feel like I'm ready to punch the bicep. All to be. The next level, if you have a partner, this is perfect. If you don't, you can do the same exercise up against a wall. A wall is actually a great way to feel it the first time because the wall can't modulate the pressure. But we're gonna go ahead and face each other. And I guess because the camera's at an angle, we'll kind of go on this diagonal. So we're gonna engage our lats. We're gonna have a nice high frame. We're just gonna meet each other with two open palms. Okay, now I want you to take it to the center of your. There you go, there you go. So what I felt immediately from that is a certain amount of heavy pressure through the hands. And that's just because as we stepped into each other, weight was more on the balls of the foot. So I felt a pressure. So the amount of pressure that I want to feel with my partner is the same as if I had my hands on opposite sides of a partially deflated balloon. So it's not a push, not trying to invade his space. I'm not trying to move him anywhere. It's also not a pull. I'm not trying to bring him with me. It's just a little vibration. Like, this is my establishing his boundary, just like there's an electric fence going on. So we're both over the center of our foot at the moment. What I'm going to have us do is we're both going to move into the ball of our foot or over the toe, and we're going to feel that pressure increase significantly, almost like we're trying to do a push-up or a bench press. Then we're going to take it back to the center of our foot, maintaining that electric fence feel, so that middle vibration. And then you're going to take your weight all the way back to your feet. And we're going to feel that pressure completely evaporate. Go too far, I might feel like I'm even falling off my center. Back to the middle of the foot, go to the center of the, or the front of the foot, center, and back. And the big thing is every time we come back to the center, we want to make sure that A, we're still engaging our lats, and B, that we're kind of creating a calibration effect for ourselves and for our partner. So like right now, that's too much pressure for me. So exactly, so you back off just a little bit because you're same thing. If I'm way back here, how does that feel? Yeah. So it's too light. So a good correction would be, hey, I need a little pressure. Okay, I'm going to do that by correcting where my alignment. And that's and that's a big thing too. Is when you're dancing with a partner, whether you're in the follow role. I'm a big believer in being vocal, but not being harsh. So if I need more pressure from my partner, you know, hey, I need you to get more forward weighted, or make sure that you're engaging lats. I need, or if it's too heavy, I'll often tell you, release the bicep, release the arm, because you're creating too much muscle force, and that's making the team follow. As a lead, you're going to feel the same. Have follows that are holding their frame down, so you're having to create a lot of upward pressure, which we really want, or you have follows that will pull away. Just gently reminding, hey, make sure that you're lifting your frame, or make sure that you're pushing into my hand. A good kind of cues that are helpful without being hurtful. So the next level, this same exercise where we're just kind of calibrating forward pressure versus backward pressure. We're still going to get into that nice lovely frame. We're going to kind of find our nice neutral resting position, and then I'm going to have Matt lean forward on his foot. I'm going to maintain that same pressure. So you're leaning forward, which means I'm going to go backwards, and if you go backwards, I'm going to come forward. And again, I'm not, because he's now being back weighted, I'm not going to drop all of my body weight onto my, I'm not going to increase the amount of pressure. I'm just going to maintain that nice. So if I close my eyes and I have Matt just decide whichever way he wants to go, either forward or back, I'm going to maintain pressure regardless of where he goes. Yeah. And if you probably noticed, it increased a touch for like a split second there. I had reached the farthest back point on my heel that I was comfortable with without losing my balance. So that's when I, as a follow, would increase my pressure to say, I'm holding my ground here. You can't make me go farther back. We'll often feel that in our shaping with like our waltz or foxtrot, where we have large, sometimes coming over the top. They'll take their top line over ours, and it puts us in a really awkward, uncomfortable position. And if we don't stand our ground as follows, then we're going to lose our balance and feel backward. Any questions or any way that you want to raise what you're?
This all feels very hypothetical and complicated. Very simple. By which I mean me.
Yeah.
So no, I don't really.
Okay. So let's potentially take it out of the hypothetical. We know that we have to move together as a partnership. So what I'm going to do now is kind of talk you through a exercise that I have my students do, and then I'm going to have Matt actually try it. So we're going to, in a moment, get into this position. I am going to have him lower my hands down to my hip height. I'll tell you why in a second. But so we'll be in the same kind of shoulder width apart footwork. Hands nice and low. We're engaging our lats. We're forward pressure with our partner. I will be blindfolded, and I'm going to have Matt just walk me around the room. Forward, backwards, you can go side. Don't try and trip. Don't necessarily think of doing like a box step or a cha-cha step or one of the patterns. Just to walk. But as we do so, I want you what foot I'm moving and what direction I'm moving. And if that is the way. So you can either chart out a path in your mind or you can make it up as you go. But if at any moment I move with a foot that you are not expecting, I want you to stop, recalibrate, and try again. And then we're going to flip this so that I am leading you, just so you can feel what the difference is. I said a moment ago that I wanted to bring my hands down to waist height. That's because where is your center of gravity?
I assume.
Yeah, typically men tend to carry their weight a little bit higher. Call it apple shaped. So your center of gravity is your sternum as a gentleman. Women, we tend to be pear shaped. So my center of gravity is actually at my belly button or my hip. So if you ever want to lead a lady, bring the hand down to, or ever want to lead a gentleman, you want to higher if possible. Because moving the center of gravity is way to move your partner. So with that being said, I'm trusting you. So yeah, don't make me look too sad.
I don't even know.
Okay, you're gonna engage your lats.
Engaged.
Engage. Very nice.
Okay.
So his hands are underneath mine, just a supportive measure. Really horribly wrong. You're gonna give me a little bit of pressure, just perfect. Okay, so that's that same amount of pressure that we have with our higher connection. Now, whenever you want, you can move in any direction that you want. Fine, you direction on that you.
Am I actually moving or just moving my weight?
No, move. I'm gonna walk. So as you go through this, are there moments where you're expecting me to I'm not?
I mean, there's some lag time.
Okay. So I want you to stop and recalibrate, and I want you to try and limit the. So what would that?
I can lead with my hands.
No. Place your. Why you can. Right now you're. I want you. There we go. Okay. Okay. So go ahead and try to have me walk either forward. Am I walking on the same foot or not? You do not have to pull my hand. I will take that out. Actually, that's a really great point that I want to make quick. A lot of times, expectation. I go backwards. I've got to suddenly pull connect. Not your responsibility to make it go forward. Ladies' responsibility. Follows responsibility for other. So again, if we go back to that back of the foot, center of the foot, forward part of the foot analogy, if you're going away from it, it's my responsibility as a follow out that pressure. So if I feel the pressure lessening, I'm going to come forward to try.
Okay.
Do you want to try it again, or do you want to feel what this like?
Whatever you would like.
All right, let me blindfold you. All right. So I'm going to do the exact same thing that he was trying to do. We're going to see what's different. Okay. So, like I said, Matt's center of gravity is much higher than mine, so we're going to go back to that nice lifted hold. So I'm going to have you create your lifted block in your lats. higher. So make sure your lats are engaged. Your weight a little bit. There we go. Okay, perfect. So for you on the stream, what I'm about to do, obviously, I only want you to move like you have to move. Don't respond to sound. The lead that I'm giving you. But if you do feel the, I want you to move as quickly. Okay.
Sure.
Good. Yeah. Go ahead and relax. You can take. So I want you to describe folks watching what that felt like.
I don't know. I felt like I was being blindfolded and led around.
Okay. What were you up on? What were you, why were you walking the way that you were?
Based on the pressure on my hands.
Okay. Were there ever moments, a signal, or you felt lost or confused?
No.
Did it ever feel like I was screaming at you? Okay. So it was just kind of this gentle pressure. Love it. Love it. Very easy. Having now felt that.
Probably about as efficiently as I already could.
Okay.
Say not very.
So let's talk through this without the blindfold. Typically with lessons, I would person and couple so they could see what the other person reacting to, and then put them together. So removing the blindfold. So how did I start moving? Did I start having you walk, or did
I walked what I was supposed to walk, I guess.
Fair enough, fair enough. So if we go back to this, you're the lead on the ball. So right now, I am split weight.
Oh.
Yes. My weight is not on my left foot, it's not on my foot, knocked out in the center. Which means if you were to move, what would you first need to do? Can I move split weight? So if you ever are a dancer, you never want to stop split weight. Stops even how you work out, or amount of lag time that you're going to. You always want to be committed to either your left foot or your right foot, unless you're doing choreography as you like stop in a spot or check. But typically, if you can wait fully on one foot, you always want to be doing that. So curl that thumb in. So if I'm split weight, first thing that you establish what.
Okay.
So take your center line either to your left or to I'll respond as a follow because I'm going to feel his center move left, which is great. Sides follow as well. Now there might be a little bit of lag time. Totally happen. But we want to try and reduce it. Switch again. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Now that my left foot is free, right foot is step forward. It's right, which is my left, and again. And then the pressure stops because I'm about to walk into a wall. So I'm going to find that pressure again by coming forward. Until the pressure stops because we're into a cushion. And then if we switch side, same thing. So the biggest thing for a follow to take away from that is we want to make sure that we're always seeking that pressure. And that as soon as we get the signal to move, whether it's my left foot or my right foot, I want to fully commit that weight. I don't want to flip my weight and then be stuck in the mud. As a lead, what are your takeaways?
Or my takeaway.
That you want your spine
Okay.
or your center. That you want to make sure that you are aware which foot partner is weighted. That you know which foot you can.
Okay.
And that you want to make forward pressure.
Okay.
Questions?
I mean, no, there aren't any questions. It's just that now there are like 6 more things in my list of 15 things that I'll remember. And some of them are they gotta go.
Yeah, and that's why I like being the lead and follow idea, that lead and follow concept in its own little box. So that it's something that you, whether you're a lead or follow, know that you should know in the background. That you have bits and pieces of this great in patterns. But yes, you're right. It's almost like you're a whole other thing, but the technique filters in faster. That's the faster that you where's your pressure, the better that all of your dance. Questions? Okay. If you are watching this live and you have any questions as this or anything, pop them into the chat. Check in the.
Sure. Okay. So I'll ask this question.
Yeah.
So to the extent I've got 15 list, actually putting my feet in the right place. That's in the right. Putting my weight on the right foot. Being at the right height. Yeah, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
When you start like putting this entire list together,
yes.
And I'm only going to be able to remember 3 of them at any given time.
Yes.
What are the top 3?
That's actually a really great question. So if you are a competitive student or a wedding student, or learning choreography, I would say patterns first, then frame and connection, then styling. If you are a social student, this is not the way that we teach social students. But I would say number one stumbling block for social students. One thing that I wish acquired social students is flat engagement, positive connection, blocking in. Because put on a song, cousin Bridget 50th wedding, and nobody is doing ballroom. Everyone's just having a good time and social dancing. The dances that I am going to are going to be somebody that has a really locked in presence and is just and as I follow, all I have to think about is engaging that person. I don't have to think about trying to understand or overanalyze. I can just follow. So yes, I would say if you're locking your as a social dancer, if you lock in your dots, create positive pressure with your partner, then the patterns don't matter. The patterns are just an accessory that you can express all of. You could walk me around a dance floor and make 80% of the movement. I will be able to follow them if you have a good frame. Yeah, if you're off time, I'm probably gonna correct it. But no,
I guess I should have added that to the list. I have no sense of rhythm. That also has things I.
Yeah, I would say as an instructor, timing is probably a little high up on that list. But again, I've definitely very enjoyable dance people that were completely off time, and they were okay that they bother me would if their frame was not as locked in, weren't incredibly complicated. From a social dance perspective, I would say flats.
I don't even consider social dance as being a list of things I could do, frankly.
But it's probably that if you were not my lovely husband, and you were just some guy that walked into this studio and was like, I want to take dance lesson. Do you compete?
No.
Are you getting married, or do you have anyone in the family that's?
Nope.
Why are you interested?
Life makes.
Okay, great. It looks like you're a great candidate for our social dance program.
Yeah.
So you are learning a social.
Yeah.
Even if you aren't looking at it as I want to be partners.
I would counter on that and say, I'm only looking to social dance to the extent that you're willing to count in my. Like the moment the counting goes away, like there's nothing left. Because I have no idea where to even start. I'll be frankly.
Others work on.
Yeah, it's one of the 10 or 15 list. No question about that.
Yeah. But again, hold me in the strong arms of yours and lead me around the dance floor. The timing doesn't really matter. I mean, it does.
Yeah, it does.
But less so.
I know it does. That's why I find this all remarkably stressful.
Yeah. So those two exercises are really where I would start with. That are really what you want to know. Understanding where the front of your foot feels like, where the middle of your foot feels like, where it feels like, and then if you have access to your partner, they're just walking forward, walking backwards, walking to the left, walking to the right, just to get a sense as a lead what it feels like to fit for your partner's work, and as a follower what it feels, what you're looking for as far as when to. So let's kind of apply this concept. I want to talk about turns. In our waltz and our rumba, we have a box step, right? So very simple pattern, day one pattern, forward side together, back side together. Even do it with rotation, clockwise around. So I close my eyes, but I'm not. I'm going to through a couple of boxes, and whenever you are ready, and when we're going to talk about some that most beginners run into.
Which of these?
Regular box step and regular rotation. I have a preference whether it's 1, 2, 3 or slow, quick.
I prefer the rumba because I've already forgotten what the waltz was.
Okay. Oh, can I do slow, quick?
Oh yeah, I made. Thanks.
Okay, so first things first, before we even get started, are you currently forward pressure or backwards pressure?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, move your finger. Or to go into mine. It went away from mine. Yeah, thank you. So that is something that I would say 90% of students start off with. And the easiest way to fix that is not actually cup the hand. It's have me press in with the heel. Have him press.
That might help because I feel like a lot of my pressure ends up being downward pressure.
Yeah, you pull my arm.
All right. Maybe.
So you're gonna do a couple boxes. Whenever you feel ready and confident, you rotate. I'm only gonna move if I think you should be.
You're gonna count. We've established
5, 6, 7. Oh wait. Quick. Slow. Oh wait. Quick. Slow. Oh wait.
rotations.
Quick. Slow.
Okay.
Quick. Slow. 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 Quick. Slow. Quick. Slow. Slow. Quick. Slow. Slow. Quick. Slow. Quick. Slow. Quick. Slow. Quick. Quick. Slow. Quick. Slow. Quick. Quick. Slow. Quick. Quick. Slow. Quick. Etc.
Okay.
Not bad, actually, not bad at all. Before I critique, break that down. Did that feel the same as in previous times, or did something feel different?
I don't know.
Like it's all foreign to me.
Yeah, it is. It is. No offense.
Oh.
This is literally the most stressful one of these we've done in like 5 weeks. I'm over here sweating.
That's also because the lights are significantly closer to us tonight. No, that's fine, and I think that's why I like going to experiment. I think you're voicing to a large amount just unknown that a lot of my beginners
I'm an everyman.
are the everyman. So no, it's good. It's good. And I think when you have questions, you're coming at it from a different angle. Perhaps I would. So positives and negatives.
Okay.
Positives. We're rotating through spine.
Was I?
You were.
Okay.
Which is very nice. We've talked about that in the past with this other pattern set. That in order to tell your partner that you want to turn, that really has to come from the spine and your all the way through. That we don't want to think about placing our arms.
Yeah, I think of it less about the spine, and I tell myself I'm just going to have to walk through. Okay.
That also is a great mindset to have. Generally, believe is to pretend like your partner doesn't exist for 90%, and just expect that if you walk through the pattern with confidence, that they will.
That's why I don't look at you.
I don't want you.
I don't know if people like who watch this notice that, but I do not look at you. One, I have to also listen to you in my head, but two, I know I'm just going to have to walk through you. So I just sort of going to put my mind.
I love it, and that's actually a really cool thing. In our very first lesson, I talked about window pane or looking over your partner's shoulder. That I realize is head weight. So it would be a very different and very difficult experience. If I was looking at you. So I'm trying to do a very good job of making sure your head is always left and that your head is always. We look at each other, try to do this. It's not going to happen for us.
Yeah.
It's very, very bad news. That's going to feel again super counterintuitive for someone that's social dancing. You want to look at your wife. You want to look at your. Don't want to be looking over their shoulder, but that's genuinely the best thing. Not look. So positives, you moved with your spine. Very nice. Negatives. You get a little bit farther forward on your left side. Okay. You could increase the amount of pressure in your left hand just a little bit. Because I'm feeling your right shoulder come a lot stronger. Interestingly enough, I'm not feeling your right hand very much. So I don't know if that's a matter of you giving space or if I'm not feeling it. So I want to try that again.
I would assume it's my fault.
It definitely could be my fault. So I want to try that again. Just do a couple basics on rotation. And I want you to focus on making sure that the pressure that your left hand is equal to the pressure that you are giving. I don't want to be able to push exactly. So you want to let me know how far out that elbow back.
What?
That's out of your bicep. Okay. Are you ready? Okay. 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 Much better.
Good.
Very nice. You're like that didn't feel different at all.
No, it's just again, I get what you're asking. Going on the list somewhere.
And that's fair enough. That's 100%. Any questions for me?
I got nothing.
Okay.
Other than I don't remember the results. So,
Same thing, just 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, in that case, let's talk about turns.
Okay.
And we're going to use our single time as a vehicle for talking about turns. So in our single time thing, have an underarm turn, turns to follow my right, my partner's left, and we have a right side pass across my partner's right side. The difference between those turns, where you place your, is the timing. So if you want your partner to go to your left, you want your partner to go to the right, you have to take your right. Big thing here is that I have not said center. That's something that I want to clarify.
I legitimately have no idea which step you're talking
Up step, left, up
Okay.
steps, left, right.
I think, is that the thing we did in the wedding thing Wednesday?
It's similar. The right side pass is similar. You want to do it in nightclub too, Steph? Did it?
I legitimately don't remember having done it.
We might not have, to be honest.
I don't know.
I thought we did, but
You really shouldn't judge based on what I say. I just don't remember it.
I'd like to do it in single time because I think in nightclub I create a break that'll cheat.
Okay. Okay.
So the pattern, real quick, the pattern here.
Yes,
We're gonna do a low 2-hand hold.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna start with the basic, rocking back on your left and rocking back on your right. Rock, step, side, side, rock,
Okay,
step.
I remember this.
Okay, so that's our basic. You're then going to lift your left as you rock step. Slow, slow, rock steps, slow, rock step, basic. Good. Check your watch as you slow, rock step. You still have to turn though.
Yeah, I don't remember what I'm supposed to. What am I supposed to do after I do?
So rock step back. Good. Check your watch. You're gonna come towards me.
Towards you.
Good. Close your feet.
I'll close my feet.
Rock step. Slow. Rock step. Yes.
But now what?
You get hit in the face with a ponytail. That's it.
Oh, okay.
From here, we could go back into our basic, or we could.
No, we're just gonna have to go back and.
Yeah. Okay. So one more time, just to refresh everybody's memory. Basic left turn. Rock steps left, slow, left, slow, rock steps, slow, basic, slow, turn right, slow, rock step, back. Comfortable with that as a pattern?
This is gonna get.
Okay. So the reason why I like using that as a vehicle is because the timing on when the hand signals the partner to do whatever she's going to do is the exact same as you are changing forward out of a rock step. The signal, actually, I'm going to have us turn this way, so it's a little bit more clear video. If I want to go to the left, or if you want me to go to the left, you're going to raise your hand the left, which is going to be my signal as a follow. Go out. Lovely. If you want me to go to the right, what are you going to do? Check the watch and make sure, notice that his hand is over his shoulder. It's not straight in front of his face, because that's not a space. It's telling me this is your space. So let's do that a couple times. I want you to decide in your head. The whole thing. So I want you to decide in your head which way you want me to turn. We're just going to do a couple basics. Whatever you want me to turn, either to the left or the right. Okay. Up. 5, 6, 7, 8, a rock steps. Up, a rock steps. Up, a rock steps. Up, a rock steps. Up, rock steps. Up, a rock steps. Up, rock steps. Slow.
I really don't like the other one.
Slow. Rock steps. Up, rock steps. Up, rock
Nope,
steps.
I screwed it up.
No, that was okay.
I'm pretty sure I got an extra step in there.
No, you were fine. You were fine.
Word for it.
Okay, so let's talk through this from a follower's perspective. How did I know which way you were intending to go? Where the hand was going? As a follow, when we start getting into more complicated patterns that require more subtle leads, there is a tendency, broad brush strokes at the moment, for us to fight our own hand. And what I mean by that is have a tendency to say, okay, well, he's led me to the left. So as soon as he raises his hand, I'm going to the left. And I'm not even paying attention to what that hand is actually telling me is happening. So if he does try to do a right turn, I'm already turning to my left, and then I feel super tangled or stiff. So really focus as a follow on not anticipating, just kind of ignore the background noise, and focus on what's happening in the moment and react. So I don't want to be ahead of my partner, I want to be half a second behind. The second thing is I need to step forward pressure with my partner until they send me another signal. So with this left turn, I'm maintaining forward pressure with my partner until his hand sends my hip backward. The point that his hand is sending my hip backwards for that rock step, then I'm going to switch to a hold, which is fight against him, almost as if on the heel. From there, I'm going to immediately find positive pressure again, switching into him as I'm creating my turn. As a lead, also have to create that positive pressure. So the other thing that I tend to see a lot of times with partners, rock step, slow, you lift the hand, and I immediately remove the pressure from my partner.
Is that what I do?
No. You are not doing any of that. I'm saying, generally speaking, that's what I tend to do. And it'll either come from the follow or from the lead or both. And it's just a matter of not maintaining that consistent pressure even in the turn. One of you pulls off, then you're going to have the other thing, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, is separate the idea of traveling and rotation. That happens with the and with the follow. So in this pattern in particular, in order to, again, not anticipate where you're going, because you decide to change the pattern, I need to commit my weight to the foot and then rotate, and then commit my weight to my foot, listening to my partner's pressure, rock, step, hit my weight to my foot, then rotate, commit, then listen. If I try to walk through and do rotation and movement at the same time, there's a chance that my partner might have to bail out of a move, and I won't be on the foot that I need in order for them to make. So always make sure that you're getting 100% of your weight. If you are doing rotation, get onto the foot first, then turn, then get off the foot.
I do very little.
Yeah, in the beginning, don't make the lead a whole heck of a lot, just because, again, you've got a lot to think, a lot going on. Questions on?
I think so.
I think we've talked about this in the past with rumba. So or in our wedding lessons, but I want to get back to it quick. Spacing of the hand in relationship, does it change as your partner is rotating?
I'm pretty
Supposed to stay. Supposed to stay. The reason for that being is it's a space for your partner to never come back to, and it's also a way you have to manipulate on the floor. You've already led your partner into it. So by your body and your rather than like trying to. So if we did just a simple firm turn from our rumba, I'm gonna do half a box. Yep, so we have. Oh wait. Oh, this hand is not going to move out of relationship with his frame. Bad job now. Release your bow.
really.
Let me take your hand. Right? Not a pleasant experience for either of us, and there's no way that I'm going to get back to the free. So, biggest thing, that hand fixed. Any questions that you guys want? Got 2 more things that I want to kind of talk about and chat about, but I need to get.
All right.
So if you want
Me too.
if you want to give some further clarification, what it feels like for you as a lead. Well, what issues have you historically run into as you're trying to lead?
I think everyone watching this has seen all of the issues. I have no rhythm. But good frame looks like. Don't know any of the steps. Getting there.
Better.
Yeah.
Too harsh on you. Far too harsh.
I think you counting in my ear what to do most of the time makes me look substantially better than I really am. I appreciate
it. It helps. I will say, if we have anybody tuning in first time, normally we do go up we do patterns for a little bit more. But we've hit a point where we've gone through a couple of the steps in the basic 6.
No, I mean, let's be honest. You've hit my ceiling. What has happened?
No, not even close. Not even close. I just wanted to take a break from patterns to talk about some of the nitty-gritty technique stuff that's all the dynamic that we normally kind of just gloss over, and you get hit with really hard in private lessons.
Well, I mean, gloss over because it's boring. Pick it up in any of the lessons we. Why I hit the ceiling.
Anyway, let's talk about promenade position.
All right.
Okay, so promenade position. That means instead of being closed position where we are together, but working in opposite direction, that instead our second block of alignment, which is rib cage, stays facing each other, our feet 45 degrees roughly, and our head turns 45 degrees, and we start walking the same direction.
Contra body.
You are paying attention. Contra body movement position or contra body movement. Yes. You're so upset that you knew that.
It's a thing. I mean, I can't go through 5 weeks of these streams plus 5 weeks of you teaching home and not have that word 1,000.
So for those that maybe haven't heard that word, what does it mean? What is
I can't explain it. I just say it.
Okay, so use a term contra body movement or contra body movement position, or C. And it just means if you exaggerate the movement that we all do today when we were walking. I step forward with my left foot, my right shoulder comes forward. If I step forward with my right, my left shoulder comes forward. So I am working against my body in opposition. That is the most natural movement that our body creates. The way of keeping us on balance along a straight path. Try to do it the other way, you'll immediately feel that it feels weird. Left with left, right with right. I'm suddenly Frankenstein or in the Thriller video. So when we refer to CBM or CBM, it just means that I'm taking that natural action and extending it. So in promenade position, I step with my outside foot, which is my right foot and my right foot and my right shoulder. It's the same side movement. And then I'm going to step across my body in CP, which means my left foot is going forward as my right shoulder. So I'm going to feel a twisting spine. That is actually not what I'm talking about though today. Instead, I want to talk about the lead getting into promenade position. I'm going to go over a cheater way to do it, go over correct way, more correct way that I would love to see more often. Okay, so cheater method of doing this. Foxtrot, remember your basic? Okay, you're going to go forward on your left, forward on your right, side. As you close your feet, you're going to go into promenade. Bam. Okay, so Matt just did essentially the cheater, which is he brought his elbow back, which popped his shoulder out of position, if you can see that. He's creating this little chicken, we call it. And he's feeling his hand in my shoulder blade to tell me, hey, I want you to turn now. So if we do that again. Slow, stoic promenade. Bam. Yeah. He used my shoulder blade like a hook or a doorknob and just went very effectively. The way, honestly, that most instructors, myself included, teach beginners because it's incredibly effective and it's very hard for a follow to not know that you are intending to go into promenade position if you use that lead. Very easy for the lead. You just think about putting the heel of your hand into her shoulder blade and moving on with life.
I don't even think about that. About 45 degrees. And then the rest sort of happens.
Fair enough. So what I want to kind of end today on, I guess, because it's running a little bit longer than I was expecting, is the correct way to go into promenade position, or a more correct way to go into promenade position. So as a lead, I have 3 blocks of alignment. Yes? Hips down, torso, head. So as I go and I use my Foxtrot basic, as I take my side step, when I go to close my feet in 45, I want to think as if 2 opposite strings are getting pulled across my body. So as much as I want to take this hip, my right hip, to the left, in equal measure, I need to take my sternum, my collarbone, and my right shoulder back. So if I take my right foot or my right hip to the left, I need to pull my right shoulder back. Okay, so I'm thinking about pulling in opposition. We're not going to do anything with your hand, because if I change where my wrist is, I'm breaking frame. So that hand that's cupping on her back stays exactly where it is. this is now frozen in place. You can only rotate this way with it. We're not allowed to do anything. Hello, hello, away. Okay, now you're gonna think about sending this hip forward. Yes, but as you do so, you want to take upper body through. So actually, let me have you reset yourself, and I'm gonna step out of position so I can. Okay, take your 3 steps. Low, low, side. Perfect. Now, as you take your hip forward on that 45, I want you to take your sternum in opposition. As you close, other way. There you go. I say I only have so many hands. Can't move everything at the same time.
That'll get you pulled.
I know. Head to the left. And can you drop your ear? Good. Yeah. Your feet. There you go. Yeah. So now it should be a little bit more obvious to folks watching at home. So his hips are going 45 degrees, which means his sternum and his shoulder, elbows therefore, are going to be coming back. Should be feeling a hefty stretch from.
I guess.
Okay, try that with me now. Left. Go away. Yes. Very nice. Much better. So what this means as a follow is instead of me feeling it on my shoulder, I'm actually going to feel what I refer to as a ripple effect. So even in a wider frame, not enclosed frame, but in a social frame or practice frame, I'm going to feel my partner's hip pull across my center, and at the same time his spine is going to be back. So I feel it like it goes out and then rippling back as we pull. That's going to be my cue to close my feet, my head over. And I know a lot of that sounds like hippie woo-woo, but
a little bit.
But it really does feel that sensation. Try it one more time. And this time I'm going to actually have you start at the camera. Oh, here we go. Left, away. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. We'll have a whole nother lesson on it. And it'll probably take so long to get there that that'll be with another instructor and not with Matt. But we will talk about the importance of head position. So that's all I've got for today. Partially, I think, yeah, we're pretty much at the hour mark. And partially because I don't think Matt would put up with technique.
It's very stressful to me, far more than you would expect. I'm out of booze.
And you're out of booze. I'm also out of booze.
House is open.
Yeah. So today we worked on more lead and follow technique. It was a little bit more talk heavy, a little bit more conceptual heavy than our normal Friday stream. Mm-hmm. But it's really important stuff. Like we said about the midway, you have to focus on one follow, really focusing on understanding the connection, blocks of alignment, pressure, line over foot, connection of really going to take you from 0 to 70 or so that would be one thing that I would really work on. All of these exercises 100% do on your at home. You have a partner and work through that muscle memory. Obviously get more back if you're with a partner, but it's all stuff that you can practice. And so we get back to whatever normal.
I work from home.
Anything that you want to talk about? Anything that you about? Any?
No. I want to not do this again. But not the stream necessarily, just
Yeah. Well, so we won't. This
Good.
is like the one in the midway point. Next week go back to rumba patterns.
Mhm.
I believe we originally did box, the rotating box, and the underarm turn for rumba. First one, and we didn't get far into it. So we'll go over New Yorkers, fifth position breaks, and probably shoulder patterns. That'll be next Friday. Wednesday, we're doing wedding swing. So single time swing. Got a little bit of a preview of a few minutes ago.
Mhm.
That'll be Wednesday stream. And then Monday morning at down and talk with Chris True Carrington. Okay. That's what's coming up.
All right.
If any of my students are in the chat or are watching right now, you should have received an email earlier this morning about when and how we are. Utah decided that as of 12:01 this we are now in the moderate phase. Orange, whatever that means. So I am holding off, kind of. I'm not going to jump right back into the pond, but I am going to start slowly scanning. So for our student, hopefully that email reach out and chat about how and when. But for those of you in other parts of the country, stay safe. Use your best judgment. Hopefully your government is talking to you. Ours has been. Because daily press briefing is starting to get well past the point of stressful and anxiety for me. Positive news. It's been 70 week.
Nice.
It's been quite nice.
Yeah.
That continues. So
I might move my home office to
back patio where it be. All right. Well, have a wonderful weekend, and hopefully I will see you back on Monday morning for our podcast.